If you don't like and subscribe, Steve will come to your game night and play this deck and make you very sad.
Yes.
That's right, Christian, I'm going to leave you alone.
Nah, kill me, please.
Output William out his misery.
Yeah. And just like magic, we're here and we are ready to play with some special guests.
Hey, I'm Lewis from, I nearly said Chad Magic then. From Gathering the Magic. I know my own channel.
We have assimilated you.
I know, yes. And I'm here today with some Muldrotha. I'm going to get Millie silly and definitely not make people hate me.
Yeah, that's awful. I'm Wally, and I'm here today on Jodah the Unifier, bringing it back for a second try. I'm basically going to play some legendary creatures, cascade into some legendary creatures, have some big legendary creatures, and swing with my legendary creatures. Legendary creatures.
Say it again. I'm Steve. I'm playing Henzie Toolbox Toray. This deck just wants to go fast, big, jundy, horrible creatures, and yeah, try and blitz everyone out.
You're going to jund them out.
Yeah.
Jund them out.
Hi, I'm Christian. I am going to be playing Helga, Skittish Seer. This wants to basically cast creature spells for value, draw cards, and then add mana and stuff like that. So it's going to basically, I'm trying to go off essentially with some big creatures, which is going to be really fun. And Steve built these decks as well, so this is why it's high-powered EDH.
Except for mine, I built mine myself, so mine's the fair one. Somehow Jodah the Unifier is the fair deck at this table.
Somehow Palpatine returned. Right, and of course it's Chad Magic, so I'm going last. Lewis, you run the die roll. Take us away.
Let's go.
Let's do it. It wouldn't be Chad Magic if Christine didn't go last, let's be honest.
Lovely stuff.
Draw. Interesting. Just Steve's low-powered deck. I'm going to start with a Misty Rainforest. Pay 1 life and crack it.
There you go to 39.
We're going to get Lewis.
And I will search for a breeding pool, and I will pay 2 life.
Oh, spicy.
Tap 1 for a wild growth. Oh, we are ramping now.
Oh, I don't like that.
And I will pass the turn.
Sure thing, thank you very much, Lewis. Draw a card for turn. I will then play my land for turn, which is a Windswept Heath. I'm going to pay life and crack it to go and find a Zagoth Trio that enters tapped. And Steve, over to you, good sir.
Okay, untap, upkeep, nothing. Draw. Undergrowth Stadium. I have 2 or more opponents. None of us are friends here. Tap that for a Llanowar Elves and pass the turn.
Alright, I'll draw.
I don't like the none of us are friends here. This is Chad
Yeah,
Magic. We are all good friends on Chad Magic, Steve.
I'm not a fan of all this
Have you
stuff
ever
that's
watched
going
this show?
I don't want it to
before?
come in taps.
I'm going to play a Rejuvenating Springs, and it comes in on tap because I have 2 more opponents, and I'll pass.
Okay, I will earn tap and draw. I'll play a Watery Grave for turn, and again take some more
Gonna
damage.
kill himself.
Yeah.
Got him.
You take that.
Okay, I will tap 1, 2 with an extra floating. First for a Mesmeric Orb.
Oh my goodness.
Whenever
Excellent.
a permanent becomes untapped, that permanent's controller mills a card. Told you, we're going Millie silly.
This is actually my favourite card in
It's
Magic.
so
to be
fun.
fair.
Yeah,
It's
it's really
And
bonkers.
then with the 1 green floating, I will play Insidious Fungus.
How insidious of you.
I know. And then I'll pass the turn.
Sure, so I will untap, I'll mill a card. It's a Skullspore Nexus, you'll all be glad to see that go into the bin.
Tasty.
And then I'll draw a card. Cool. I'm going to play a Reliquary Tower. Tap for 2 for an Arcane Signet.
Sorry, can I just say there's a trigger here, right?
Only when you untap.
Oh, when you untap.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Sorry, this is
So,
not a card
yeah.
I'm familiar with.
What, reading the card explains the card, Chris.
I know, but it's upside down to me, so it's hard.
So it's the opposite. So whenever you tap something,
Yeah, exactly. That's where I went wrong.
Look, you know what? I can't actually even argue with that at all. Steve, go ahead.
Untap, mill 1.
Hang on, did you just untap something?
Yeah, he's just milled one.
Just build 1.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry.
Have you read the card Mesmeric Orb?
I'm tired, right?
Untap, mill 1.
You're
Draw.
a Deathrite Shaman.
I'll play Luxury Suite again. Opponents. Tap a red, a black, and a green, and bring out my commander, Henzie Toolbox Toray.
That's not good.
Going to be blitzing big things. Pass the turn.
I feel like I'm really behind already, and we've only just started.
Isn't Blitzen one of the reindeer, Steve?
Yes, this is a Christmas deck. Christmas episode coming right at
I'm
you.
going to play a Hengegate Pathway. I'm going to tap both my lands for a Farseek. I'm going to go a fetch-in. I will go and get a Sparrow's Headquarters, which comes in tapped, and I will pass the turn to my good friend.
Did you mill?
I
He
didn't.
didn't.
He didn't untap.
anything.
Yeah, I didn't have a turn one play like everyone.
Reading the card explains the
I
card,
don't
Steve.
think anyone knows how this card works.
This is the Thalia thing all over again.
Well, actually, I think it's your job to remind us to do it. So,
That is true,
right,
actually.
for the rest of the game, if Lewis doesn't remind us to do it, then it's his fault.
Game warning.
Yeah,
Game rules violation.
Let us know in the comments if he misses any
And
of those
actually, you
triggers.
untap before you draw, Lewis. So.
I do, yeah. Untap. And we know what happens when I untap.
Well, you actually
I don't
only
think
untap.
this doesn't.
Yeah, that
Oh, yeah.
taps. So yeah.
Okay. So I.
This is Thalia all over again.
Steve just said that. Yeah.
So I mill 2.
There's a Saga. Glad to see that go.
And a life from the loam. So instead of drawing, I will now dredge 3. Field of the Dead.
Glad to
And
see that
Spore
go.
Frog.
Behind you, you'll get that
And then
back.
put that back
And
into
then,
your
that
hand.
comes back to your hand.
Okay.
Yeah. So you do still technically get the card advantage, but
Yeah.
And then you can play it and get the lands back out if you need to.
Cool. And then I will play a Demolition Field.
scary.
No, nothing about this deck's scary. I will tap 2 for a Bloom Tender.
No,
And
that's
then-
scary.
Only taps are green right now.
And then tap 2 for an Arcane Signet.
I'm absolutely terrified of what's going on over here. This
Yeah,
is
same,
really, this
same,
is like
same.
unbelievably scary.
I'm pretty terrified too.
Yeah.
And then we will attack Wally for 1.
Oh!
I will remember this forever. Take
Hey,
what?
Plowshares that.
Could you imagine?
And,
Would that I could.
Pass the turn.
Sure, I will untap.
Oh,
Mill twice.
Yeah.
Mountain and an overgrown tomb.
We're trying
I
so
I
desperately.
play this card.
We're trying so desperately to
Now
remember
draw.
this because
Yeah.
this is really going to get us.
No, I play this card in quite a few of my
Has
decks.
anyone got a
so
way
I
to
know
remove it? Because that'd be nice.
It would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'm tempted. I could just use that.
And what I'm going to do is play a Scalding Tarn, which I will sacrifice, paying a life. And I will find a Savai Triumph that enters tapped. Then I will play a creature, I think. I'm going to tap for 3, 2 of which is going to be green, to play Selvala, Heart of the Wilds. So whenever another creature enters the battlefield, its controller may draw a card if its power is greater than each other creature's power, which probably isn't going to benefit me much now. And I can tap a green and tap it to add X mana in any combination of colours where X is the greatest power among creatures I control, which is currently 2. And Steve, I'll pass to you.
Okay, untap 3, mill 3, Bane of Progress, Fauna Shaman, and an Incarnation Technique. Draw. I will play a Sulphurous Springs as land for turn. I'm going to tap green, green, and 2 more to blitz in an Oya Castlum Deepest Growth. It's a 6/5 Selvala trigger.
You'll draw a card.
I shall draw a card. Thank you, Wally.
Oh dear.
So
Hang on,
6/5
don't
with
you
trample.
sacrifice this and it comes back as a land as well?
Yes, it is.
I hate it.
Very good. So it's a
Hate it.
6/5 with trample. The only person who hasn't taken damage apart from me is you, Christian, and you are always the threat.
What? I am. I'll
Um,
get you back.
but I want to see as many cards as possible.
I actually would say, genuinely, I am by far the most behind player.
All right, okay.
Yeah,
Kick him while he's down then, Steve. Kick him while he's
I
down.
went last. I've ramped the least. Lewis has played a Wild Growth, an Arcane Signet, a Mesmeric Orb. He's got an Insidious Fung and a Bloom Tender. We got Muldrotha coming out next turn.
I'm just going to get the little smallest file in. But I do agree with you, kind of, so I'm willing to take some sort of a deal here.
Okay, I won't Swords to Plowshares your commander.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
He's got to have Swords to Plowshares.
Oh, no, I won't Path to Exile your commander, sorry.
Don't listen to him, Steve.
Let's not-
Go with your 1st
let's-
instincts.
His commander doesn't mind
Let's
coming
not
back.
deal
though,
with
right?
Henzie.
I was planning on using it on Muldrotha, but I will change my mind if you attack me. And I will have the mana to do it, because I'm going to play a land next turn and my commander, so I will have a spare mana.
Bit of politics here. If you leave Henzie alone, I'll swing it at Lewis.
This turn, I'll leave him alone. As in, I won't do it. I won't do anything until the next rotation.
Right, okay. So 6/5 with trample coming at you, Lewis.
Can I politic? No.
It's a card's been turned sideways, mate.
I know, right?
It's happened now. It's too late. Christian got in there at the right time.
I'll just take 6.
Right, so you take 6, and when it deals damage to a player, I reveal that many cards from the top of my library.
And what
Blood
happens to
Crypt,
them?
Forest, Evercoat Ursine, Deflecting Swat, Sheoldred,
Oh.
and Chainer Nightmare Adept.
Not you, Chainer.
I may put a creature and a land from them onto the battlefield. So I'll take a Blood Crypt, obviously. I'll have it come in tapped. And a creature, so nobody really has anything to sacrifice this. I'm going to take the Evercoat Ursine, which says it has Hideaway 3, Hideaway 3. So, Hideaway 3,
And what's the criteria if you play those cards?
put one under there, Hideaway 3. When it deals combat damage to a player, I may play them without paying its mana cost.
Just has to do combat damage.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll put these underneath here. And again, it's a 6/5 with trample.
Can I make a suggestion, Christian, that Steve might now be the threat?
I'm pretty sure Steve is the threat.
That was a pretty good turn, yeah. And then where do these go on the bottom of the library?
Yeah.
And then I'll proceed to my end step. Oakcastle was blitzed, so it will get sacrificed. When it dies, it flips into a land.
That does what?
I can pay either taps for green, or I can pay 3 and tap it to transform it back into its front side. But only if I control
And you're going to draw a
10,
card as well,
10
aren't
or
you?
more opponents. And then I'll draw a card from the blitz from Henzie.
Yeah, pretty rubbish
1,
turn.
2, 3, 4, 5,
that's
6,
bang
7.
average, that.
7 in hand, I'm going to pass the turn.
What a lovely turn. I'll untap. There's a trigger from me untapping. I will mill 3 cards. Ripples of Potential, Muldrotha, and AC, which are all lovely cards that I would like. And I will draw for turn.
You're in graveyard recursion colours, Christian.
Am I? Right.
Famously good Bant graveyard recursion.
Let's go for a forest. I'm going to tap for 3 to bring out my commander in what is a very fair turn, and I will leave open that white mana for the Path to Exile should anyone choose to attack me, and I'll pass the turn.
He's really pushing this Path to Exile.
Well, at the moment, it's all I've got, mate, because I haven't got 6 5s and 5 lands and
How
all
funny would it
else.
be if he didn't actually have it?
Yeah, just great bluffing.
I have untapped 4, so I will mill a Zagoth Triumph. There's Triumphs everywhere, aren't there?
Yeah, flying left, right, and centre.
Island, Command Tower. This is very swamp, very landy. I think I just need to get Muldrotha out, don't I?
You draw a card first, mate.
I do. That's
Yeah.
that's how you play Magic. Oh, that's no good.
Lewis is playing with a handicap here.
Yeah. I'm going to tap 5, 6 for a Muldrotha.
Muldrotha is here.
I will then play a land from my graveyard. Command Tower.
Fair enough.
And then I will tap the Command Tower to cast Steve's beloved Spore Frog
I hate everything about this.
onto the field.
Jodah hates that.
Jodah does hate that. Jodah does not enjoy this one bit.
I think it's one of those things. No, everybody hates this.
Yeah.
I
Combat
don't-
damage is my only way of winning, so
I don't really hate it.
fair.
And I'll pass the turn.
Sure, so I will untap 4 things. So I will mill Halana and Elena, Galta Primal Hunger, Godless Shrine, and a Forest. Then I will finally draw a card, which is a pretty good draw, to be fair. Right, Christian, Lewis, we're politicking now. This, I can get rid of this.
What about me? Am I not
No, you're not.
involved
You're
in
not.
this
No,
game?
involved
you're
still,
the
yeah.
threat.
You're right,
I can
okay.
get rid of this right now. But what are you offering me in return? Because I could cast my commander, and I have to not cast my commander in order to do that.
Well, we've been saying for a while about me naming my firstborn child next month after you.
I mean, I don't think I can compete with that.
Now you know what. I'm offering you both the deal, Lewis. You know that is a very. Obviously, I mean, I'm honoured, but I need an in-game thing here. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, still name your kid after me. So
I'll just leave it
I'll have
alone
to
next
consider
turn.
it.
I don't think you're the threat right now. I genuinely am. I'm far more concerned with what
Yeah,
these two
I'll
are
do
doing.
it. I'll do the same.
okay, so
point.
neither of you do anything to stop Jodah resolving, and let me get 1 turn untapping with Jodah.
Ooh, a whole turn.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That feels like a double.
Otherwise, Steve attacks someone with this, and he gets 2 spells for free.
No, I can only cast one of them without paying mana.
The difficult thing for me is if I hold up my Path to Exile for Jodah, I can't remove that anyway. So it's like.
Well, you get to keep your Path to Exile. and
I mean, I'm at this point where, like, genuinely, I think that we need to slow Steve down. So I think it's. I mean,
Okay.
I'm not going to attack you next turn anyway. But the Jodah is terrifying. But
Well, yeah.
I'm probably at the moment still in setup, so I'll take the deal.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Right, so how do I do this? Yep, Arcane Signet for a white, green, colourless, to play Annie Joins Up. So when it enters the battlefield, it deals 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. Boom, boom.
Boom, boom. Right,
I want
dead.
you in my room.
And he's exiled forever. It was a beast within and a command tower.
If a triggered ability of a legendary creature I control triggers, it triggers an additional time. That seems nice, doesn't it?
Pretty good, yeah.
I'm going to shock in a Stomping Ground, take 2 life, which I'll tap for a green to play a Delighted Halfling. And that's all for me. Steve, over to you. I'm feeling much happier about Steve's board now.
Okay, untap.
6 things, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mill 6.
We can all just dice and mill
Reanimate. Phyrexian Delver.
This is
Demonic
really
Tutor.
silly.
Bloodstained Mire. Terror of the Peaks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And an Arid Mesa.
We actually got some good
6.
hits there.
Yeah.
And then I will draw a card. I was nearly going to tell you what it was. But
Just flexing now.
yes. I will play a Carplusan Forest as my land for turn. I am going to tap 7 to blitz in an 8-drop Archon of Cruelty.
Oh.
So when it ETBs, target opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker, discards a card, and loses 3 life.
Please don't pick me, because I only have my commander to
I draw a
sacrifice.
card and gain 3 life.
It's a lot of text on a card.
So when
that.
it ETBs, I'm going to choose you, Wally.
Sure. So what do I do?
You sacrifice a creature, discard a card, and lose 3 life.
Okay, so lose 3 life. I will sacrifice Delighted Halfling. I will discard, Animar Soul of Elements.
And I draw a card and gain 3 life. And then I'm going to go to attacks, and Christian keeps banging on about this Swords to Plowshares or Path to Exile, so again I'm going to swing it at Lewis. He can bring them all back, so it's fine. So on attacks, discard a card.
Okay, I'll discard this Sidisi Undead Vizier.
You lose 3 life,
Uh-oh.
and you sacrifice a creature.
I'm just going to sacrifice this Insidious Fungus.
And then there's 6 in the air coming at you.
In response, I will sack Spore Frog and prevent all combat damage.
Okay.
Not my favourite.
I'll proceed to end step. This will die,
His life compared to mine.
Yeah, I know.
and I will
right?
draw a card. 9 in hand. Need to do some discarding. I'll pass the turn.
Do I want to kill? Do I want to do the Henzie? I mean, just play it next turn now. I'll untap. I untapped 3 things, so I will mill 3 cards. Mill an island, and a Branchloft Pathway, and then I'll draw for turn. I'm going to play a Gavany Township. I will tap for 5, and I will play a Chilean, Teller of Tales. There's a cast trigger here. I'll put a +1/+1 counter on Helga. I will draw a card, gain a life. I see no reason to attack Wally. We're friends at the moment. In fact, I'm friends with everybody at the moment, so I'd like to keep it that way. I'll pass
No,
it.
Steve's
all
not
friends here.
You're not friends with any of us. You've said that.
Opponents.
Okay, I'll untap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So
Mill 6.
we've got Golgari Thug, a land, then Catacombs, another land,
It's 4.
Entomb, Skull Prophet, and Birds of Paradise. Okay, I'll draw for turn. I'm going to play an Emergence Zone for
That's the flash
turn.
one, right?
Yes, it is, yeah.
That's quite good with Muldrotha.
Of course,
It's going to be Spore Frog again.
it
by any
is.
chance?
The one thing I've learned from years of Steve playing this deck is always get
the
Spore Frog
combo
out.
going, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to tap 2 to Life from the Loam, return 3 land cards from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, and I will bring a Zagoth Triumph, Field of the Dead, and a Swamp to my hand.
I hate Field of the Dead. Why do you keep putting it in decks? It's my most hated card in Commander. It's so irritating.
What do you mean, why do you keep putting it in decks? It's in... Okay, to be fair, it's in both these decks.
I'm going to tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a Golgari Grave Troll, and it comes into play with 5+1/+1 counters on him. And then we'll go to attacks, and Steve, Muldrotha's coming at you for 6.
Damn. I'm taking 6.
And it's
6
commandery damage.
Commander.
Sexy 6 damage.
I've played that
Sexy
deck for
Steve.
so long that I've never even really considered swinging a 6/6 at someone.
Do you
Yeah,
put it
you
on?
give it to him.
Okay. There you go, Steve.
Thanks, mate.
6 Commander.
Appreciate that. Back down to starting now.
Yeah, and I'll
Rude.
pass the turn.
Untap 5 things. Mill Watery Grave, Ragavan, Hajar, Breeding Pool, and Temple Garden. So we're manifesting a land off the top, guys. It's not a land. Oh, actually, it's still not quite as good as a land. In that case, I'm just going to play Jodah. So activate Selvala to add 2 mana. I'll just have my colours because I'll have 5 mana there, basically. And I'm going to play Jodah, but this is a very special Jodah. It's Wally and Christian Unifiers. My birthday present off Christian last year, made by Connor from Fatal Ferret Proxies, whose social we'll put up somewhere. And I'll pass the turn to Steve.
Excellent. Right, okay.
I don't think we should be passing the turn to Steve at this point. I think passing the turn to Steve is too dangerous.
Untap
Do we
1,
have like
2, 3.
Uno style cards where we can skip a turn?
Well, there's a card that reverses the turn order, isn't there?
Echo
I don't want you to play that
Chronicle,
either.
Right, untap 7, mill 7. Findhorn Elves, Swamp, Forest, Sea Guide Ash. Is that 4?
Yep.
5 Deadly Relic, 6 Druid Purification, 7 Bloom Tender. And then I will draw a card for turn. I've got a pretty mental play to do.
Of course.
I'm going to play a Swamp as land for turn. Look at that lovely lumpy Phyrexian Oil Swamp. I'm going to tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to play a Living Death.
Okay.
Oh.
That Mesmeric Orb is going to make this very fun. So each player sacrifices all creatures they have on the battlefield.
Yeah.
and then all the stuff that's in their graveyard comes onto the battlefield instead.
Oh, this is the.
It's like living end.
It's like living end. Yeah. So.
I'm kind of okay with that actually.
Yeah.
So okay. So I sacrifice.
In response, I'm going to sacrifice this Spore Frog.
No commander damage.
That's smart. Okay, so Selvala will go to the. Hang on. So the stuff that we sacrifice doesn't come back. That
No.
goes to the graveyard.
No. So it's like that stuff will exile, and then we'll put.
Oh,
in-
so it exiles and then it goes to the graveyard afterwards, doesn't it?
Yeah. So, played Living Death. I'd be bringing back Terror of the Peaks, a Bloom Tender, a Druid of Purification, a Seed Guide Ash, a Fin-Horned Elves, an Elves of Deep Shadow, an Archon of Cruelty, a Phyrexian Delver, an Evercoat Earth Sign, a Fauna Shaman, a Bane of Progress, and a Deathrite Shaman.
I'm not so happy about going milly silly now.
Milly silly. So, do you want to bring out all your stuff first? then
Yeah.
we'll
So
resolve triggers?
I'm going to play an AC Tyrant of Gaia Strait and a Muldrotha. So my trigger is to draw 2 cards.
I will play Skull Prophet, Birds of Paradise, Golgari Thug, Insidious Fungus, and Sidisi Undead Vizier, which
Has an exploit
When
trigger. Wait till we put
Oh,
everything
okay.
out first and then
Okay.
do triggers.
I have no triggers, so I've just got Halana and Elena Partners, Galta Primal Hunger, Delighted Halfling, Animar Soul of Elements, Ragavan Nimble Pilferer, and Hajar Loyal
So
Bodyguard.
let me get this straight. You just played a card that said "Screw you, Christian" on it.
Hey, we can be friends.
I don't think so. I'll be honest with you. I'm pretty annoyed about that play. Like, look at everyone else's board and look at mine.
Okay, I've got a Terror of the Peaks, so I've got lots of triggers to ping stuff down, so I'm going
I
to
can make all my stuff indestructible.
try and do that. You can make all your stuff indestructible. Interesting.
You could just kill Lewis.
I could just. kill Lewis.
You've maybe could kill 2 people.
I don't think so.
Right. Let's decide.
Let's be fair about this.
You also have an Archon of Cruelty trigger as well.
Yes, and a Bane of Progress trigger. Should we do that first?
Whichever you want to do first.
Bane of Progress trigger. I'll just Arcane Signet, and he joins up. Mesmeric Orb, Arcane Signets. That's 4 things. It comes in with 4 counters on it, and they're all destroyed.
oh my orb.
My
Why
orb-
does Steve play such oppressive decks all the time?
To be fair, your board isn't looking too bad, Wally. It's my board that's really suffered because
Yeah, you have suffered to be
Yeah.
fair. Yeah.
Terror of the Peaks triggers. You're going to make all your stuff indestructible, aren't you, Wally?
Well, if you target it, I will. You can make better use of the triggers.
I'm going to have to go for your stuff, Wally, because I hate Animar. It's genuinely a card that I
I mean, are you
despise.
really going to waste a Terror of the Peaks trigger?
So, Bloom Tender, Terror of the Peaks, Animar.
In response, I'll sacrifice Hajar Loyal Bodyguard to make all my stuff indestructible.
Right, okay, so I've got to send everything else elsewhere then. Christian, 3 elves at you, so that's 3 damage to your face. Seed Guide Ash is a 4/4. I'm going to go Wally's face.
Yep.
2/3 wise, I'm going to get rid of the Insidious Fungus.
In response, I can activate it, right? And I will sack this to draw a card, and then put this Zagoth Triumph onto the field.
Okay, Archon of Cruelty, 6 damage. Christian, you're on 38, everyone else is on sub 30 apart from me, so you can have that. 3 damage again to you, Christian. 6 to Lewis. 2 to Wally. And this came in as a 2, so that can also be 2 to Wally as well. Other triggers.
24.
Who's got the most cards in hand?
I've got 3.
I've got 3.
I've got 6.
Christian, Archon trigger. So, sacrifice a creature, discard a card, lose 3 life.
Okay, I will sack Muldrotha. It's trigger soul attack. I will discard an Overlord of the Floodblitz, and I'll lose 3.
I'll draw a card and gain 3 life. Sign, Hideaway 3, Hideaway 3. Ooh. That can go under there.
Guys, how do we deal with Steve?
Scoop.
Well, that... I mean, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like this deck's not as powerful as the others.
It definitely is. 100%
Yeah,
is.
I've played 3 spells, and look at your board.
He's going pretty well, if I do say so myself. Phyrexian Delver trigger. The only creature I've got in the graveyard is a Llanowar Elf, so I'll take 1 life. Enters, do 1 damage to your face, Christian, of Terror of the Peaks. And I think that's that for all the triggers on my side. So, Christian, you had Muldrotha trigger. Did you do that already?
No, I will draw 2.
Another rubbish turn from Steve.
Yeah, another rubbish turn from Steve. And he's still got mana left as well.
So you got triggers. So you got a
Yeah, I've
CDC
got
exploit trigger.
DC trigger, so I will sack a creature. I'll sack this Golgari Thug. When this is put into a graveyard from play, put target creature in your graveyard on top of your library. So I will do this DC trigger first and search my library for a card. So search my library for this card. Okay, then I've got my Golgari Thug trigger. It's put into a graveyard from play, so put target creature in your graveyard on top of your library. And I'll probably put this Spore Frog on top of my library.
Fair enough. I have no ECBs, so Steve, you may continue with your turn.
It's still his turn.
Still my turn. Okay.
I think the game's over though, right?
It's not. I doubt it.
Can it be over, please?
I'm going to play a black for a Viscera Seer, sacrifice a creature, scry 1. I'm going to sacrifice the Seed Guide Ash to get 3 forests and put them on the battlefield. Right, the 3 forests I'm going to put into play are Zetor's Proving Ground, Stomping Ground, and Overgrown Tomb. They'll come in tapped.
Shocking the Stomping Ground. Come on, Steve. Take it like a champ.
I could do both, couldn't I? Do I need the extra mana? I don't need the extra mana.
Yeah, but it'll just give us something to hold on to, some hope.
You can do this, guys. I believe in you.
I don't.
My go?
How big does Golta get when
Untap.
Jodah comes out?
Pretty
Keep
chunky,
and draw.
but Jodah now costs 7 mana and I have 5 mana.
Alright. Let's play a Horizon Canopy. Trigger, I may draw a card. I will choose to draw a card. Okay, so we have got 6 mana to play with.
That was lovely out there.
Yeah. For those watching at home, this was during Storm Dara. So if you can hear the wind and rain, that's what you're hearing basically.
I'm going to tap 5 to bring up my commander again in what seems like an absolutely terrible play compared to other people's turns, and I will pass the turn to Lewis.
Okay.
Extra lands off AC at all?
No, I didn't draw one. I have to go to discard. I'll discard a Druid of Purification.
Okay, draw for turn. Oh,
Is that a Spore Frog by any chance?
I genuinely forgot it was a Spore Frog. It's a lovely surprise. I will play a Field of the Dead tapped.
I think Lewis is the only one here with any chance, purely because of the Spore Frog.
Yeah.
I'm going to tap 7
Oh, big.
for the card that I tutored for, which is Toxrill the Corrosive.
Ooh, I've got quite a few 1/1s.
Yes, that is that's the aim of the game. Okay, and then I will tap my Birds of Paradise for my trusty Spore Frog. I'm not going to attack. I am going to pass the turn, and everything gets a -1/-1 counter.
So
This
Ragavan
dies.
and Animar will die.
This dies, this dies, this dies. All my elves die, and the Viscera Seer.
Nothing dies, but poor Helga is not going to get to them.
Okay.
And thanks to Toxrill, I will make 7 sludgy slugs, and I will pass the turn.
Cool. So I will untap, milling nothing for the first time, and I will draw.
Mesmericorp is finally gone.
This feels bad, but I think I can't get into this game and even begin playing if Toxrill's here.
Yeah.
I get it. I really just played it so I could at least wipe some of.
I think
Gavin's
maybe
Steve's
that was
board.
not the one. Yeah, like,
you know
because now
what?
we can't play until we get
You
rid
know
of
what,
it.
Lewis? It's going to be fun for everybody though, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap for 3 and I'm going to Chaos Warp Toxrill.
Ooh.
So we're all going to have a bit of fun here.
Okay.
Be anything.
I like that.
Toxrill.
Sam, after you've shuffled, I want to cut, please.
Okay.
So all of these things have -1 counters on as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
But only while
Toxrill.
Toxrill's out. So.
Toxrill has been.
I will.
Oh, so they no longer have them.
Yes, correct. I will cut,
Okay.
and the top card is. You do get a land,
Okay. Okay.
so you put it into play.
Yeah.
You're welcome. You know what, Lewis? I think that
He's ramping you here.
Yay.
It's not bad.
And actually, I can do a thing because the greatest toughness of creatures I control is actually now 12, although the slime counters are still there. So I'm going to tap for 1 green to play the Pride of Hull Clade for 10 mana less.
Wow.
So it's a 2/15 with Defender. It has an activated ability for 2 and 2 blue until end of turn. Target creature I control gets +1 per so. And whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw cards equal to its toughness. And can attack as though it did not have Defender. So, I mean, for 1 mana, that seems pretty good, really, doesn't it? Yeah. And, I mean, compared to what Steve's about to do, probably. I'll pass the turn anyway.
No, Steve's fine. Stockshell's not out anymore, so things don't get any smaller.
Yeah, but the slime counters remain, though.
Yeah, okay, sound. So untap. Upkeep, mill nothing. Draw. I am going to pay a green and tap the Fauna Shaman to discard a Massacre Worm.
Yep.
Go and find
I'm going to
myself.
respond to the trigger.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm going to pay 1 life. And I'm going to cast Path to Exile, targeting the Terror of the Peaks. When I target the Terror of the Peaks, I lose 3, is it?
Yeah, it's got Ward 3. It's the old style version, isn't it? You have to play an
Ward
additional
3 life.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't say Ward 3, because that would have not worked. And then
life.
you can go and get a basic land card and put it onto the. Because that's just going to kill us all.
Okay.
Yeah, that seems like a smart play.
Yeah.
Very good play. I'll get a forest comes in tap. Yeah, so I will go and find a creature with the Fauna Charm. It's going to be an Atali Primal Conqueror, which I'll put into my hand and then shuffle.
Well, at least we don't take 7 from it for Terror of the Peaks. So I'm doing my part.
Before you go on with your turn, Steve, I missed a Helena and Elena trigger. I'm not going to take it, but just whoever's writing in the comments, you know, you can delete that comment, I've noticed.
Nah, put it in.
Yeah, do it anyway. We need the engagement.
I'll tap the Deathrite Shaman to exile this Arid Mesa and make a mana, make a red mana. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 to cast Atali Primal Conqueror. 7/7 with trample and ETBs. Each player exiles cards from top of library until they exile a non-land card, and I may cast them.
Okay.
Yep.
Flipping.
You can get Gandalf the White off me.
Oh,
Teferi's Protection for me.
Ledger Shredder.
Scalding Tarn, Spire Garden, Marsh Flats, Wooded Foothills, Timeless Witness, so I can get something back from my graveyard to my hand.
Sure.
Probably could have been worse.
What have you got,
much
Christian?
worse.
It's Fairy's Protection. There's no point casting that turn, is there?
Ledger Shredder.
I'll take the Ledger Shredder, thank you.
So what happens to these? Are these exile?
Do you want Gandalf the White?
Yes, they are exiled. And I'll take Gandalf.
You may as well have it. It's
Just
a
a body
blocker,
on
if
board,
nothing
isn't it? So I can return a card from my graveyard to my hand. I'm going to get an Incarnation Technique. I will play a Felmar as my land for turn, taking 3 life, so it comes in untapped. Right, I'll go to combat.
Wait, hang on.
Guys, I said airplay mode. You've been on the show a few times, guys.
It's not me.
It's not me.
No,
It's
it's,
not
me.
it's,
Oh,
it's this
of course
phone.
it is.
It's this phone. Hang on.
Who is it?
Hello? Oh, it's Wizards of the Coast.
Oh.
They're talking about more commander bans. We should just ban Steve. Agreed. Yeah, 100%. This is his last game of Commander. Yeah.
Oh.
If he's gonna be such a huge spike, he should play another format. Brilliant. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I'll let him know. You're banned.
I'll see you later, guys.
They also did say to like and subscribe. Thank you very much. And join our Discord. It's free.
If you don't like and subscribe, Steve will come to your game night and play this deck and make you very sad.
Yes. What an interesting, fun time it is to have Steve completely stop me from playing any Magic.
It's alright, Christian, I'm going to leave you alone.
Nah, kill me, please.
Output money about his misery.
Yeah.
6/5 with Trample coming at you, Lewis. A 6/6 Archon of Cruelty coming at you, Wally. On attacks, discard a card, sacrifice a creature, lose 3 life.
Okay, cool. So I'll lose 3. I will sacrifice Helena and Elena, partners. And I will discard... I mean, Lightning Greaves would have been good earlier in the game, but yeah, I'll just get rid of them.
I'll gain 3 and draw a card. And yeah, you've got a 6/6 in the air coming at you, you've got a 6/5 on the ground coming at you.
In response, I'm going to sack Spore Frog and prevent all combat damage.
Okay, so no damage to Wally either.
Oh, yeah, great.
You're welcome.
No damage to his turn.
Sweet.
4 mana left.
Steve's got this board state. This tiny Spore Frog is like the dam holding back.
Yeah.
The tidal wave of
doing what I
Steve's
can.
I'm going
madness.
to pay 3 and 2 life for a Birthing Pod. And then I'm going to pass the turn.
Birthing Pod's quite scary in that deck as well.
Untap. I'll keep and draw. Right, I will tap for 2 to evoke out a Foundation Breaker trigger. I will gain a life, draw a card, and put a +1/+1 counter on Helga. I will choose to get rid of the Birthing Pod.
Good shout.
Okay, excellent shout. Yeah.
Must be nice to be able to do what your commander does, Christian.
I will play an Exotic Orchard, trigger, draw a card. I'm then going to tap 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll take a life to mutate Helga with Sawtusk Demolisher.
Oh.
Do I get the trigger?
You get the trigger.
I get the cast trigger. So I will draw a card, gain a life, and put a +1/+1 counter. I will play my second land for turn, trigger, draw a card. I'm going to.
This deck's terrible.
It's doing a
I'm saying
little
that
bit.
quite a lot.
It's doing a little bit more this time. So I'm going to tap 2 for Lightning Greaves. I'm going to equip that to Helga. I'm going to tap Helga for 8 white mana to play a Hellish Norm.
Wow.
Right, there's a trigger here. I will gain a life
You played your second spell, so I get in a Ledger trigger as well.
and draw a card.
So I'll draw a card. I'll discard a Vampiric Tutor, put a counter on Ledger Shredder.
And so now all of your creatures get -2/-2, and my creatures get +2/+2.
Okay,
Dead.
so Delighted Halfling is
Dead.
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 There's your dice back.
And all your
Dead.
slugs are gone as well.
Oh,
That's all I can do this turn, which was finally a decent turn, Steve. Bloody hell.
Why are there so many stacksy pieces in these decks, Steve?
What do you mean Staxy
And that's
people?
past the turn.
They don't call him Staxy Steve for nothing.
Steve doesn't edit Commander episodes, clearly. Like,
Yeah, a lot of triggers, a lot of things
I
happen.
was thinking high power will be quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everyone's high power, so
Sure.
you can stop people as well.
A swamp probably did miss a Field of the Dead trigger.
Bill
before.
died.
It doesn't matter, it's going to die anyway.
Oh yeah, it's permanent, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. And that's why I missed it last time. No,
Just
Precognition.
3 parallel universes ahead.
exactly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for Muldrotha.
Here she is.
Okay, so I'm going to tap 2, and thanks to Muldrotha, bring back Mesmeric Orb.
Here we go.
Haha, let's try and
Mill Steve
mill
out.
Steve, and he won't suddenly bring everything back.
I'm up
sure.
for the Mill Steve plan.
Yeah,
It feels like the best plan we've got at this
Yeah.
stage.
yeah. And then pass.
Okay, so I will untap 4 things. So I'll mill Steam Vents, Jetmir, Sakashima of a Thousand Faces, and Sisei Weatherlight Captain. And I will draw a card. I'll play an island.
Yeah?
Right. If somebody is willing to be hit for, it will actually just be 1. I can draw 13 cards, and maybe one of those cards will deal with Steve.
I will say, by the way, currently that creature has 0 power.
Yeah, but it'll get +1/+0.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you to hit me for 1, Wally.
Okay.
I bet Steve would let you hit him for 1.
Yeah, banter, come on, hit me for 1.
I mean, if Steve's offering it, then I'm just going to accept hitting Steve, aren't I?
Yeah.
Thank you for the offer, though, guys. It's very generous of you. I'm going to tap for 4 to activate the Pride of Hullclade's ability, targeting itself. So it'll get +1/+0, and whenever it deals combat damage to a player, I'll draw cards equal to its toughness, which will be 13. And it can attack as though it didn't have defense.
I'll
So
take
Steve,
1, yeah?
yep, and I'll draw 13 cards.
That Mesmeric Orb's looking dangerous with Wally drawing 13, though.
Well, no, Mesmeric Orb's more dangerous than the I also have Reliquary Tower out anyway, so.
Oh yeah.
Right, so the first question is, can I play anything this turn? So I did draw a 1-drop, but it would just die to Elish Norn, so that's sad, isn't it? Everyone's sad about that.
Yeah.
Steve, I guess I just have to sadly pass to you.
Okay,
How many things you
I thought we'd
untapping?
agreed not to pass to Steve.
untap 1, 2,
Unfortunately, the rules of the game,
3,
Christian.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Mill 13. Ancient Brass Dragon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Chad
Oof.
Robot on the top.
Hey!
Draw a card.
One of the few ones that's not signed by us.
We'll sort that out later, Christian,
Yeah.
don't worry.
What have we got in the graveyard? Anything good?
Steve, I think you should just start swinging out now.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm going to, mate. So
I can't Spore Frog anymore, so
yeah.
just
I'm
Yeah,
going to
Top's
tap
not
1, 2, 3, 5, including a black, to Incarnation Technique. Mill 5 cards and return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. And I can demonstrate it. I'm going to demonstrate to you, Wally. So I'm going to go first.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's nothing particularly interesting in there. So mill is, I'm
sure
going to
there's a
return a Ravenous Chupacabra from the graveyard to the battlefield.
Oh,
ETB
dear.
is destroy target creature. Elish Norn has to go.
Okay, that seems reasonable.
Wally, I'm going to demonstrate the Incarnation Technique so you can do it now.
5 mil 5, do I?
Yep, and then I get to do it again.
Shanid, Sleeper's Scourge, Dragon Lord Dramoka, Mox Amber, Borrelia the War Leader, Delina, Wild Mage. And I return-
You can put a creature onto the battlefield from your graveyard.
Okay, let me just...
Dramoka's a good one.
Dramoka
Yeah.
is a good one. I'm just going to see if there's anything better though before.
That, getting rid of the Elish Norn's not good, though.
I mean, I'm not too gutted to see it go, to be perfectly honest. You know what? I'm going to return to the battlefield, Steve. Selvala, Heart of the Wilds.
Nice, and then I will do the same again for the demonstrate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to bring back a Kakusho, the Evening Star. When it dies, each opponent loses 5 life and I gain life equal to life lost this way.
Well, at least he's not blitzed it out. Small mercies, I guess.
Yes. I will then, let's try and start hurting people. Not that you're not all hurting already a little bit.
Why do you hurt me, Steve?
Going to bring out everyone's favourite MTG character, Gary, Grey Merchant of Asphodel.
Well, that does
dear
hurt.
God.
So 5, 6 pips. Each of you lose 6 and I
And Ravenous Chupacabra.
7, 8. Each of you lose 8 and I gain 24.
Steve is starting to feel unassailable now.
Yeah.
Has Steve gone below like 35 life at any point in this game?
His deck's more powerful than the others.
63 life. Play a Field of Dead as
Sounds
land
like
for
a
turn.
skill issue to me, Lewis.
I'll make
No, right.
2/2
I should have played my own deck.
Let's go to combat. Let's try and do some stuff. Well, your stuff's massive.
Well, I've only one of it's untapped. And Selvalla's quite small at the moment.
Right, I'm going to swing at you with the Archon again. I'm going to swing the Evercoat Ursine at Christian because he'll have to block with AC or take the damage.
So does Archon target me because you're swinging at me?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll also swing the Atali at Christian and a Bane of Progress at Lewis.
So Archon triggers first. I'll lose 3 life down to 10. I will sacrifice the Pride of Hulklade. And I will discard an Muldrotha Triome.
I will gain 3 life and draw a card.
I'm going to take 13.
Oh dear.
If I block, I just lose my creature,
So
and I've got
Evercoat
absolutely no chance.
Ursine trigger, I can play one of these cards without paying their mana cost. I'm going to play a Greater Good without paying its mana cost. So that is now on the field.
A greater good.
Greater good.
Greater Good.
Greater good.
Just the one swan, actually.
Steve, I'm going to declare my Death Touch CDC blocking Bane of Progress.
In response, I will sacrifice it and draw 6 cards and then discard.
Do we not have an Atali trigger on attack?
Nope, it's only when it ETBs.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah. I get confused.
We're having fun. We're playing Magic the Gathering.
Hello, editor.
How are you? This is like, you know, on Shuffle from Play where you see the skeleton in the chair with the headphones on.
Yeah.
It's one of those moments.
Yeah.
And
It's fine, I'm having
is
fun.
that it? Everyone's. I think it's still my
Yeah,
go. I'm going to
combat's
pass
finished.
the turn there.
Is that all, Steve?
Right.
That's all me.
I'll untap.
How many
I
things
don't
do
think
you-
that counts as. I think this counts as 1 because it's mutated. 1,
Okay.
2,
That's correct,
3,
yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm going to mill 9. I would have definitely have loved the Kiora. So that's 9, and then I'll draw a card for turn. Right on time.
Sol Ring.
No, Birds of
I don't think
Paradise.
there's a Sol Ring in that deck
Right. We'll play a Hollow Fountain tapped. I'll draw a
because you
card.
can't shock it in.
Yeah.
You could. Go out on your own terms, Christian. Do
I'll
it.
play a Forest and I'll draw a card.
I played a game recently where someone played Ancient Tomb and then tapped it to die.
I do that quite a lot, to be fair.
I'll tap 3 to mutate this again.
Oh, you missed the Sawtooth Demolisher. Trigger,
Yeah,
didn't you?
I know we missed a trigger,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to miss this one. I'm going to get rid of Field of the Dead.
You go for the Field of the Dead. Okay, Field of
Yeah.
the Dead is gone.
So when it mutates, I'll go and get a basic land card onto the battlefield tapped.
I get a 3/3 Beast, which I'll represent with this Vampire, as is my right.
I'll go and get a Plains. When that Plains enters, I'll draw a card. So shuffle. Draw. Oh, I also get this as well. So I should have done that. So I'll draw 2 cards basically. Right, I'm going to tap for 6, taking a damage to play a Helga, Titan Ape. When I cast that, I will gain a life, draw a card, and put a +1/+1 here. When it enters, let's have it fight the Muldrotha and see if I can kill Lewis to try and not come last. So I'll have it
Okay.
fight the Muldrotha.
Okay.
Alright.
Mind you, you've got a big chunky commander there, haven't you? So
Then I will swing at Lewis.
Oh my god.
is that 12 damage, is it?
It's at least 12, isn't it?
Where's your Spore Frog now?
In response.
I've got nothing else I can do, so I might as well kill Lewis.
Yeah, that's me gone.
And so I'm not last. And then you might as well kill me, so you're not last, Wally.
Well, let's see what I draw first, but
Yeah.
yeah, fair enough.
And Mesmeric Orb is gone.
Is your turn over, Christian?
Yeah, my turn's over.
So,
I am dead.
You'll go then,
I
Wally.
am dead.
thoughts and prayers, Lewis.
We tried.
So I actually won't mill now, will I, because of Mesmeric Orb?
No, I've got
So-
a discard, but
You can
it
if you
literally
want
doesn't matter.
Well, I can't. That's not how the game works, mate. I'll let Christian do
I'll
discards.
discard that.
Nothing's
but, yeah.
consequential. Right, I'll draw a card. That's not it. We'll play a command tower to start with. So I will tap a green from Stomping Ground to activate Selvala, which will add 12 mana. And I guess what I'll do is I'll add Wooburg twice, and then the 2 other things I'm just going to use to pay the commander's tax. So it
Is it
doesn't
any
matter.
combination, is it?
Any combination
Oh,
of
wow.
colours.
That's great.
So I'll use the Wooburg plus the 2 extra to play Christian and Wally, unifiers. So I have Wooburg plus all my lands left.
Please just hit me. End it.
Well, to be fair, I can't actually give my stuff haste. So we're going to use the red and the floating red, colourless, and 3 to play Urbrask the Hidden. Creatures I control have haste. Creatures your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped.
Wow.
Isn't that fun? And that will trigger Jodah. So we'll go cascading. for a Toski, Bearer of Secrets, which will enter the battlefield first. So I now have everything except red left floating.
Everything has haste.
Everything has haste.
How big are your stuff now with the Jodahs?
Well, I'm going to play a bit more stuff first. So don't be getting too excited, Steve. I'm going to use all of my leftover floating mana to play Nylea, God of the Hunt. So it's indestructible, gives my stuff trample. My devotion is online, so it is a creature, and we will cascade. So, Miri Weatherlight Duelist will enter the battlefield, and these two things will go on the bottom in a random order. And the interesting thing is here, when it is tapped, no more than one creature can attack me each combat, which doesn't seem very good for young Steve over there, because it has haste. And Christian, you know what? I'm going to make your dreams come true.
I'll just do it.
I'm going to swing. I don't even need to swing much.
Just
going to swing Miri.
You might as well swing the Toski as well.
Draw some cards, yeah.
Because it has to swing.
Oh, it does have to swing, yes. I'll swing Toski at you.
Yeah, no blocks, I'm dead.
Okay, so
Pump.
Toski will...
Welcome to the club. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Toski will trigger. I will draw 2 cards. Seems good, eh? And, yeah. Steve, let's see if you can do it, mate. You can only attack me with 1 creature.
On end step, I'm going to sacrifice Kakusho the Evening Star. You can lose 5 life.
Okay, well, that'll probably...
And I'll gain 5
That'll
life.
probably do it.
Draw 5.
He did some things, though.
He did something.
And
he's going to draw removal for Miri now, and then I'll just be dead, right?
Discard 3. And I'll also sacrifice Gary to draw 2. And then discard 3. Those 2 can go in, and
You got any flyers, Wally?
No.
Okay, so you're just dead to the Archon.
that can go in.
Oh, am I?
And then I will untap. How many? Mesmeric Orbs are here, doesn't matter.
Steve, just swing the Archonic Cruelty at me and end it, mate.
No, better play.
Okay.
If your play is, I'm going to play a billion things, don't, just kill him.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Like, seriously.
So you don't have any flyers.
I have no reach.
I'm going to swing at you with a 6/6 in the air.
And the Ledger Shredder, maybe.
No, just the 6/6.
It's a trigger.
Well, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, we'll do the trigger. I'll lose life. I'll discard, Path to Exile, which would have been useful.
Gain 3.
And I'll sacrifice Miri, because, you could have attacked me with more than 1 thing, sucker. And, yeah, then I'll die to damage. Good game.
GG.
GG's,
I hated
GG's.
that.
Good.
Yeah, good game, yeah.
Good
yeah.
game. Thank you very much,
Yeah,
guys.
just game.
Game.
Yeah.
It happened. It's over.
If you enjoyed that game, tell us why. We'd love to know. So not letting Steve build our decks again, because that was definitely... or maybe what we should do is if Steve does build the decks again, we should swap all of them, one to the left.
I'm just seeing, by the way, how far off I was my Primeval's Glorious Rebirth.
Oh, wow.
Which would have been pretty cool in that particular board state.
Well,
but,
I feel like
anyway,
if we were
long way off
to
it.
play some forfeit EDH anytime soon, Steve might be
the target.
constant.
Now, it's
1
interesting.
billion %.
It's interesting you should say that, Lewis, because aren't we just about to play some forfeit EDH?
I think we are.
If you'd like to see that game of Forfeit EDH, then we'll leave a link to that in the description.
If it's out by the time we release
Because
it.
it'll be on their channel, not our channel.
Yeah.
But we only do fun, exciting games like the one you just watched.
10 cards left in library, 7 lands.
Well, thank you very much for joining us, guys, anyway.
Yeah.
Especially Lewis, when you've not been feeling well today. Much
Thank
appreciated.
You can bring me back. You don't have to
You're a
bring Steve
trooper.
back.
Yeah. I'll watch.
Commander's not the right format for you, by the way. We'll talk about that afterwards. You definitely need to play more competitive
I'm not
formats.
playing Pioneer. Stop.
It's not about Pioneer now. Standard's the one. But anyway, we'll be right back with the post-game wrap. Don't go anywhere. Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Oh, that's Steve, eh?
Well, thank God that game's over. That was brutal. It was like every time I felt like I was getting into the game, there was another board wipe. There was like the green creature that blows up all the artifacts and enchantments. All I had was artifacts and enchantments. Then the living end type thing.
Oh.
Then Toxrill. Then Elishnorn. That was yours and Lewis's fault, actually, those last 2. But anyway, I mean...
I actually think it was all Steve's fault, because we said to Steve, we were like, let's do some high-powered commander, right? What decks have you? And he goes, oh, I've got this, the Helga one for me. And then I just felt like he was like, you definitely have first pick of the decks. Yeah, change a few cards, maybe. We got our eye on you, Mr. Steve, but congratulations on your win anyway.
I mean, that Henzie is very much Steve's pet deck.
Yes, yeah.
And it is brutal. So if anyone watching plays with Steve on Spell Table or whatever, my advice is, get out of there. It's not safe. It's not friendly.
Or
Come play with us.
collectively get rid of Steve, and then you can focus on having fun. So So next time you're in a game with Steve, take him out first.
Well, I think that's what we had to do if we had any chance to get in the game whatsoever. But thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the game, and a big thank you to our patrons. You guys rock.
Yeah, we're going to bring you up on screen now. Thank you very much for supporting us. You're one of the reasons we can make content like this. And yeah, if you'd like to, subscribe to our Patreon, then you can do for as little as £1 a month, which is pretty cheap actually.
Exactly, and I think it's £4.55. You get access to monthly Patreon spell tables. $5.
Oh,
$4.50 or $5.
Okay,
yeah.
cool. So
It's not that expensive. You get access to the Patreon spell tables, you get access to exclusive content, including the post-game wrap, which I imagine many of you are going to rush to watch after this. So take a look, and if nothing else, just like and subscribe.
yeah, please do. It really helps support the channel. And also, if you want to join our Discord, we've got a great, thriving community there. People organising games with each other, asking for each other's advice on decks, or just simply sharing pictures of what they're having for dinner and their pets.
It's great, yeah, and it is completely free to join. The link's down below. And we will also be in MagicCon Chicago if you want to hang out with us there.
Yeah, so come say hi.
Really, really soon now. Put your warm coat on, come to the con and say hello.
It's going to be really cold.
I'm really not excited for the cold,
Yeah.
but the con's going to be great.
Yes, just don't forget your long johns. We'll catch you there. Thanks very much for watching. Bye for now.
Bye for now.